You're laughing your ass off at my team.
There's also...
shut up!
He's going to be the number one overview player from this year in the format.
No chance.
Maybe besides Dylan Moore.
No chance.
Okay, no, Cornwall's got, Dylan Moore, that's it.
No chance. There's no chance.
I don't like his release, so stop talking about it.
I didn't say it once, but since you brought it up... Francis!
I just got
Francis!
I just got concussed.
Doesn't care.
Tom Mitchell doesn't contest the tug on the ball. Thomas kicks the winning goal and he got 140. Vice captain right now.
Welcome back to SuperCoach Masters. I'm Jordy here with my cousin Matt Seeves. Matt Seeves, my cousin, how are you?
Shut up, Jordy, you big sticky idiot. How'd you...
You scored so well. You scored so well this week. Tell everyone how you scored so well.
Tom Powell.
Champ, what'd you score?
I scored 2-2-2-0.
2-2-2-0.
230 before.
Too many zeros. Anyway, I scored a measly 217 something, but I've got 400k in the bank. I saw what...
Do you actually have 400k in the bank?
I do.
I got 130k in the bank, and we're going to be spending every cent.
Correction.
This podcast.
Champ, who was your favourite? Who was the hero for Jules?
I didn't really have that many heroes, but it was just good to see people anti-pod Bailey Smith really miss out on that 147 coming into a St Kilda matchup, Matt Seeps.
That's why I saved my money to get that Bailey Smith that I didn't start with.
Now, we have one coffee shout, and that's a big, sexy thank you to Nick SDKA, if I got that right from my memory.
Stinky. Did you say stinky?
Champ, you're stinky, not Nicky. And Nicky boy says, how good is it to be back
Oh, champ.
for football?
Champ, football is what's what we're about. I'm going to miss you
Come
when you go to
excited.
Queensland. How many more days before you go to Queensland?
I don't know, about a week and a half.
Oh my God. What are we going to do? What am I going to do?
You're going to probably just continue to be shit at SuperCoach. Where's that Brownlow medal we put on who scores the highest? Let me just metaphorically.
Well, where is it, champ?
We're all packed
Is it
away.
packed away?
We're packed away.
It's already shipped to Wahab's house.
Oh, no, wait. We also got a second coffee shout, and this guy, CJ Summer, the runner-up in the last year's Brownlow, and he started off 4 coffees. Thanks heaps, CJ. He goes, hey, lads, had a good start to round 1, sitting 1,482 overall. That is massive. Looking forward to versing you this week in my league, Jordy. Oh, CJ, you are going to get smashed. Keep up the laughs. Happy days, CJ. That is a great start, mate. Hopefully we can get you another big score, get you really up there in the rankings. Big clash between me and CJ. Thanks for that, Siege.
Chad, did you know I'm in the top 5 of all SuperCoach podcasters? There's like over 200. That's right. Top 5. So if you've been watching all these other guys, get rid of them because it's time to watch me and my train.
Champ, just before here, you made us do some smug poses, and I think that's the smug pose that we want to do.
What are you
Time
talking
to
about?
watch George. Forget about all the other podcasts, all our fellow...
I mean, except for the 4 that
peers.
finish higher than me.
Except for the 4.
All right, mate, let's try and spruce up your shit team, but let's go through who is a trade in, trade out, and a hold.
Let me open up this phone, champ. It's already gone off.
Gone off. Okay,
All right,
well,
so who we going? The most traded in players clearly is going to be... Well, who we going for?
let's just go for the Richmond Carlton game and we'll talk about every relevant player in there. So Tom DeConing, obviously,
Superstar. Lucky
is
I got
he a bring in if you do not have him?
Champ, look what he did. Look what he did to the Nank.
He did do that to the Nank, and
But
that
look
makes
what
me
Nank-
think that
yeah.
he can do that to other big towering ruckmen as
Still
well.
got about 5 weeks away before he can make a couple of cash. But no, Tom DeConing, what a superstar. It's not the hit outs, but 28 touches. That's like a midfielder. Now,
That's huge.
Obviously, we've got Cripps scoring as doing what Cripsy does. I don't think he's Supercoach relevant.
Well, I mean...
What I want to talk about, champ, is what did you think of Chera's game?
I thought it was good. I thought he had some really good time on ground before he got off. He was off the ground for like 20 minutes in the third quarter, and I was loving it.
I hated it so much. He could have been at least 120. Champ, another one that I want to talk about, Silvani.
Okay, we're talking about so many, we can't even talk about one of them properly.
Well, Chera, he's not a must get.
Chera's not a must get. He's not a trade, so he's a hold.
He's a hold.
Okay, DeConing is a trade in, I would think.
But for who though? Obviously, unless you
Well,
got
some people got English.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, if your ruck's like Gorn and Sherry, maybe not. Even though I'll be tempted to get rid of Gorn because he done what he was meant to do.
Should have done more.
He should have done way more. He's a SuperCoach champion. What do they call it? Champion data. They've just been sucking it lately. So
Yeah, sucking it hard then.
Jack Ross is not a trade in. He's
Champ, we're
not
talking more
a
about
hold.
the Carlton. We'll go to Richmond next, all right? Let's just keep going down to Carlton. So Silvani, champ.
Okay, Silvani.
200 and something thousand. He got 100. His role was okay. Came in the last quarter in the 40.
I'll give him another week for Silvani. I mean, because he went forward, that gives me a bit of pause to considering him in my team. So I would say no to Silvani.
Walsh, no good.
Well, she's no good, yeah.
Champ. Well, we had that Camporale doing what he can do. Can you put him on the field? He only had 86% game time. I thought it was 66, but it was 86. 20 touches on the wing.
I don't mind him. And besides, because we've got a best 18 this week, plus, if we're fielding a full team, 4 people roll over and the flex. We've got enough. He plays the first game. So we put him in emergency, and if you've got a Callahan, you can just put Callahan on if he scores good. If not, you get another rookie coming on.
That's what we do.
That's
why we love loopholes for the emergency. Now, Champ, the sleeper, Doherty, starting sub, scored so well.
No, I'm not here to talk about Doherty's.
Champ.
You didn't wake me up this early to talk about Doherty's, Matty.
All right, that's all Richmond. That's all Carlton that I got to chat with. Champ, you messaged me last night when I was sleeping saying, what do you think about Jack Ross? Now,
last night? It was 2 nights ago.
It was last night.
No, it wasn't.
Champ,
Jack Ross. It was a joke.
Champ, was it a joke?
It was a joke.
Was it a joke? You literally said...
Don't get Jack Ross. He had no CBAs. He just played a great game. If he gets another 130 somehow next week against Port Adelaide, then maybe for cash generation we'll think about him. But at this stage, he's a firm no, Matty.
Champ, the one that I was laughed at that I'm glad I jumped off was Short. I had Short in my team up until... Pretty much
funny. You think it's so funny? He scored 83. Like, it's more than Will Day. Like, why is he such a bad pick?
I don't like it.
He was like tagged by Cottrell in the 3rd quarter.
And how many touches did he get that quarter?
He got like none, I think.
That's what I mean. I don't know, man. I just don't like it.
I don't know, man.
Like, he's not a keeper, Champ.
Oh, he could be. He's an 83. Relax.
But he's not, though.
He's a hold.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a fucking hold. Now, Nank, he done his job for his price. I don't think he's a trade in, trade out. Just to hold that big stinky Nank.
Yeah.
Should have a good game against Sweet Matty. Now, Lawler, or as I call it, Laylaw,
He looked
from where I'm from.
He looked very well, and I don't think his SuperCoach score gave him justice for what he did. For what he did for a winning team, 18 touches, 2 goals. I don't know. And they were crucial goals.
We didn't get too many CBAs, which we don't like, especially if you can pay 200k for a rookie. Lawler is one that you'll watch, but if you don't have him, I wouldn't be bringing him in just yet. It's more of a forward role, and I think his scoring is going to fluctuate a fair bit. However, if he starts to get more midfield time, it could be a really nice pick. Matty Traynor.
I liked him.
He's done all right, 15 touches and a 50. Wouldn't be rushing to bring him in.
Out of all those 4 rookies that a lot of people have got, which is Leak obviously is down the bottom of the barrel.
Who's at the bottom?
Leak.
Which leak?
Leak from GWS. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously,
leaking cash.
A lot of people have got Trainors and Pattons and Reeds and
O'Sullivan.
Leaks and O'Sullivans. I think I'd put Trainer above all of them. Like as far as security and how well he can actually potentially score.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, no?
I mean, I don't know what that Ooze is thinking, but they just won, so I don't think he's going to be leading
Don't think he's going out.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Reed got dropped. He played a horrible game. Wouldn't be surprised if Sullivan got dropped. He played a horrible game. I wouldn't be surprised if Patton gets dropped because he got subbed out.
Uh-oh.
So there is some rookies that we need to watch.
You're in trouble, champ, because you got 2 of those.
Best 18 for the next 3 weeks. I am not in trouble.
Cash flow trouble.
I'm not champ. You started a fucking 0, which we'll get into our teams later. So
but
you're already one less than me if one gets dropped. So all right, let's get to the next game of football because Jai Caldwell potted the shit out of 129 SuperCoach and 36 touches and the Diz Wacky. Would not pick him up because of the bye. Nick Martin can't hit the side of a barn still.
Nope.
And,
but I love his time on ground, champ. He's still getting those 95%. Merritt, that'll be disappointing for an 89 from Merritt for 26 touches or 2 goals. He can normally get 120 with those touches.
It's a bit disappointing if you're a Merritt owner. Now, let's talk about if you're a Merritt owner, are we holding him or are we trading him?
Going to have to hold him. It's Merritt, champ.
Yeah, I'd hold him for another game. If you get to 130, you'll be kicking yourself in the doodle.
It's not the worst. It's 89. It's not the worst. It's no Jaden Short scores.
Yeah, it's not, I mean...
It's no Will Day scores, which is also in this game. But let's keep on going down, champ. Kako. Did you like him?
Kako, good enough to start. How disappointing was Davis? I know we'll get to that, but when we're choosing our rookies on the field, I'm thinking Kako now has to be selected in front of him.
Well, like you said earlier in the game, we can put Davidson, he's playing Friday as an emergency. If you got anyone from GWS, like the Connor Stones or someone like that.
That's a Friday. So there's a Thursday and a Friday night going. The Dogs, as Matty just said, you can put Davidson as emergency, and if you got a 0 somewhere and you can get
like
one
a Connor Stone, because Connor Stone is highly picked, so I'm sure.
Connor Stone and Leake are highly picked. So a lot of people have 0s in Callahan as well. So should have one in almost every line. I don't have any of them except for Callahan because I think they were going to get dropped based on the injury list. But if you do, Davidson emergency gets an 80. Happy days. Chuck on your Connor Stone. If not, chuck on Kakao or Kakao.
balls.
Depends on your structure.
Depends on the structure.
Now, speaking of this, is a big talk about Elijah Taziki.
Champ, he had the role.
The role is not 50% time on fucking ground, that's for sure.
That's for sure. He got 57% time on ground.
I don't discount that he can be a fantastic scorer.
I don't know. I think I can hold him one more week.
And
Yeah.
yeah, look, I don't know. I think his time on ground is pretty shit.
I think
Is it going to get better? I don't think so.
we've got one more week to find out, don't we?
Well, unless you got like nothing else to fix up, and you need to get some better rookies on the field. Like, we'll talk about all the big people that you need to get in your team, but I think number one would be Levi Ashcroft because he's playing West Coast this week.
Definitely is.
And he can rack it up. And it doesn't look like he'll be a sub again, especially with Brisbane picking up some injuries. So if Tatsis needs to go, Tatsis needs to go. I don't see him getting 50% more game time. Like, Kyle Langford was injured. They were one less on the injury front.
And Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley got subbed off. So on the bench, they had one less rotation. And he still only got 57% game time. For me, that's alarm bells. For me, you can go. Because I don't have other things I need to fix up.
They did lose.
They did lose. And Zachary was pretty fucking horrible.
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on the fence of getting rid of him now or giving him one more week. But we'll talk about the ins and outs because I'm sure he's the most popular trade out. Because I thought, like you said, all those Ashcrofts and O'Driscolls and all these other people that are rookies doing well. Not really, but...
We won't get into too many of the Hawks, Matt Z's, but one that we will get into is Will Day was tagged.
He's the only one. He's the only
16
one.
touches only and a goal. You look at that start line, you'd be lucky to get a 77, but lucky you've done some contested things. Will Day...
Who's he got this week, champ?
Who do the Hawks have, Matty? I'm not too sure because I don't have any fucking Hawthorn players, so I don't really look out for the Hawthorn things. You got Will Day, so who's they playing?
I don't know, champ, but who cares?
You asked the question. Oh, they got Carlton on the Thursday night. Yeah,
there you go.
Fucking idiot.
Carlton.
So,
see how we go.
Now, Carlton, maybe they'll tag Will Day. It could be a good thing. Now, if you had a Will Day, is he a hold? Is he a trade?
No, he's not a trader. He needs to make a bit more money.
What's his break even?
I'll tell you right now.
Because I know you're a Will Day owner. Jumped on that Will Day train. I did not.
So he's averaging. Will Day's averaging 112. So he's got that big, massive score. So if he gets an 85, he'll go up 16k. So his break even right now is that mine? That's 49. Yeah.
That is 49.
49. So we want him to get 120 to get some big boost of scores.
Or we want him to get an 80, and then it's time to get rid of him because his buy is going to be coming up. If he gets another 80, is it time to get rid of Will Day?
Yes.
Wow.
For sure it is.
Didn't we get him? Not me, because I didn't get him. Didn't we get him to be keeper at almost 500,000?
Champ, he's pre-season and he's...
His pre-season? What does that even mean?
Well, round one showed he got 19 touches and 3 goals in half for footy. Round zero, sorry, against Sydney. Like, that's a pretty tough thing to do, and he did it away from home.
Yeah, wow.
So, like, of course, he is a star, but he didn't play a star in this week's...
I'm saying, because he has the more buys than anyone else other than 3 other teams. So if you have Will Day and he gets you another bad score, I think it's time for him to go. Same with Meek. If he gets another 78, you're looking in trouble. This is why you got to pick these pays with the double buy with a lot of caution, Matt Zeebs.
Of course, champ. Of course.
Do we need to talk about Zach Reed's jump security any more than we have?
Nah, I think he's good.
Good, because I don't want to. Now, Matty, next game, take us through it right now.
Champ, Geelong Freo. My goodness. That was the most game I was looking forward to. So I made some last minute calls. I got rid of Perryman, which was clever for that Sam DeConey.
Yep, that was good. And
that was good. He got 106. Stewart was still in the team, got 100. He was lucky to get that.
Matty got Tom Stewart as well, guys.
I was cursing. And I was also...
Drop him on the head.
I was also cursing because I got that, what's his name, Murphy Reed. And he was on -7 at half time. And I was messaging Jordy.
Don't pretend you're happy with the 50, Matty.
I'm not happy with the 50, but it was so exciting watching him kick 4 goals in 10 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes, 4 goals, which is pretty... Jordy's like,
what is happening? I thought, what is going on? I thought I was going to see a massive, 95
and
or something.
I'm sure that he was going to get dropped, but, obviously kicking that many goals...
Stokowski was injured because he was looking like a sub-vest was written all over him up to that stage.
So I watched a CJ, like I said, because CJ wanted to get rid of Gorn. It was the only way he wanted to get Murphy. I'm like, don't do it. The job security is no good. I ended up getting him.
Don't take your own advice.
No, don't take my own advice. I couldn't afford anyone else to do what I had to do. But yeah, that's what happened, champ.
Let's talk about Bailey Smith.
My goodness.
Because he's his long hair flowing, the headband going. How can everyone on the team not pass to him? 32 touches, 1 diswaxy, and he was rested for the last 5-6 minutes of the game.
But he was getting his own footy as well. He was
was.
so goddamn good. He's a must. He's a must.
Must have. I have him already because...
And this is why I got rid of Gawn, to have that extra money. So I got rid of Gawn for Flynn last minute because I saw what Bailey Smith did. I'm like,
don't tell me your trades.
All right. No, that wasn't my trade. That was my trades last week.
Don't tell me.
But, okay. Anyway, I had to get some money to get that Smith in because all my other primos was doing well except for Dave, but I'm giving him another shot. Max Holmes, he's doing what everyone else.
Max Holmes is a very popular defensive pick.
That upset us both, didn't it?
125. He did kick 2 big beauties. The bloody Freo, the midfielders went nowhere near him. Oh, he's going to be a hard one to watch. If he gets...
Champ, he's going to go...
Playing St Kilda, like we saw how great St Kilda are. I think everyone in Geelong team is going to go absolutely massive. If you can bring in a couple of cats that you don't have, if you were thinking about Max Holmes pre-season and just didn't get him, I think now might be a good time.
No, we don't. Yeah, well, because if you want to have keepers under $550,000 across any line is amazing.
Now, Sam De Koning was a popular pick. I always thought he was going to do well against Reedy, but
he
he
wasn't
ended
that
up
popular. He was a 13.
Yeah.
He
was popular in my team. He was in and out. But I chose not to because I thought, he's got a pretty hard ruck run with Marshall.
Don't lie, champ. Jordy messaged me and he screenshotted the
I tried to get him. I tried to get him before the game started.
He tried to get De Koning and get rid of Bailey Smith.
I would have got more points doing that. Because I was thinking it's either Bailey Smith and Connor O'Sullivan on the field or Sam De Koning and Levi Ashcroft. And they netted more points.
Yeah, right. There you go.
It really doesn't matter each one, but I was getting a bit shaky about my defensive rookies because I saw how bad they were doing with Arthur Reid playing.
Question, like obviously he could be a downgrade target to people that have Short or Perryman that don't, maybe not Short.
Not Short. It's like saying get rid of All Day Now. Like, why would you get rid of Short? Like, he's got an 83.
Anyway, Perryman, for example. That's a popular trade in, I think. Now, he's playing, we noticed that Marshall was only playing forward. He wasn't even playing ruck.
Oh, Harry Boyd. What a great juicy pickup. Number 1 in cash per price point.
Oh, very nice. I didn't get him. But De Koning against Boyd, champ.
Are we
looking for another 110 from De Koning?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's
what we like to see.
We are, Matty. And
Tom Stewart, champ.
Yes.
Almost. I didn't think he was going to come back on. I saw that injury. I'm like, oh my God, Jordy, I hate my life right now. But he came back on and he was onlining and then he did a goal assist when it didn't even count.
It was massive. What,
the last 5 seconds of the game?
No, it was a good, impressive play of football, but it was clear that the game was over. But
anyway, he went up to 100, which I'm happy with considering.
Is Sam De Koning a must get?
After he gets 120 against Boyd, then I'll say yes. If he gets an 80, probably not.
I want him for the game against St Kilda. Nevitt as well, Matty.
Oh, champ, Nevitt. For the price.
If you don't have Nevitt, you got to get him 21 touches. You got 103 Dream Team, 82 Supercoach, a bit more upside that we're seeing from him. And
well, again, he was getting a lot of touches in the junk time, so obviously Dream Team count, but his handballs backwards were not worth 3 points that late, but you know. Anyway, but yeah, Nevitt should be in everyone's team, champ. What do you think about that Joe Sullivan that you snared?
I got what I expected, really. I didn't know who else to put on. I thought he could do something, but he was actually horrible.
91% game time, that's a good sign.
He was on the field everywhere. He just didn't touch the ball at all. And
what a disappointing game for the Fremantle Dockers.
Remember when they played the Indigenous All-Stars and then JL said, we're playing some vanilla brand of football. We're saving the real stuff for round 1. And then they produced a disgusting display. Sarong and Brayshaw just broke the ton with Jay Clark. So
they're the 3 most popular out of all 3 like that, besides the obviously O'Driscoll's, champ.
I think you can be pretty happy if you're a Jackson owner. He got a lot more ruck time than Reedy did. Reedy, from memory, got about 12 or 13 CBAs, and Jackson got 22. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick for...
Champ, you're Wagner. Are you glad you didn't jump on that?
I mean, 24 touches, that's what he's been averaging all pre-season. So
yeah, right, with a nice
77, I mean, I prefer him over Short right
now. O'Driscoll, you started him. He was in and out of my team, and I didn't get. He's a must get. 25 touches. He got more CBAs than all of them.
He got more CBAs. He's the highest CBA, if you don't have CBA, centre bounce attendances. More so than Sarong, Brayshaw's, O'Meara's, you name it.
He's in there.
He got the most centre bounce attendances, and he got 91 Supercoach from 25 touches. 76% game time only.
He started on the bench.
He did.
That looks very good, champ. Well, let's move on. He's just a must get a do.
Luke Ryan must trade out.
Oh yeah, he's so
18 touches. What do you think?
Right.
Have to trade him out?
Yeah.
Give your Primos another chance or not?
Oh, yeah, no, because you can downgrade, you can spruce up other things. So Ryan to Sam Tricone, Ryan to...
Then you can get all that cash, spruce up those O'Sullivans you put on the field.
Exactly. You can do a lot of things with that.
100%.
We can do a lot of things with the Luke Ryan cash.
Now, you're not rushing to trade Murphy Reid in your team, but if he gets another big score, if he gets, say, an 80 next week, is that...
Oh, I think
his
nice.
job security is pretty cemented after that performance. He was like, he beat pretty much the rest of Fremantle's score.
Yeah.
So...
Good on him.
You know, I think that's a safe one, Matty.
I was worried about job security because we still had Shy Bolton come in, but I think...
Walters, Fife, Hayden Young. But after kicking those 4 guys, it's hard to see him getting dropped, Matty.
Yeah, we've got to expose those young kids. All right, champ, next game, send us rounds. What a comeback. Did you watch that game?
I watched every single game of football.
You couldn't have.
I did. I have 2 TVs going. Wow. My phone and then the...
What a master. Champ, Sydney, do we like it? Did you like Robert's role?
No, I didn't. He was a little bit further away than the first kick in from Blakey. I didn't like his role per se. He did cost Sydney the game. He had done 1 kick out. He had 2 for the game or 3 for the game. That kick out, and he hit it Dunkley, I think, straight on the chest or someone like that. Yeah, I think it was Dunkley, and cost them the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Dean Cox is going to do with him because of that. I don't know. He was really bad. As soon as that happened, he was dragged and he did not come back on for the rest of the game.
Poor Roberts.
And he, so...
Start as a sub next week, champ.
Every one of our players actually played a really shit game of actual football.
Blakey was on like almost 80 at halftime.
You stopped doing kickouts after halftime and then that gave him a bit of attention. Riley Rice.
Riley Rice. I like him so much, man. I was going to start him, remember? But
yeah, he got the sub vest, but he done like 3 kick-ins in like a quarter just to come in on, and he looks good. I would consider him getting him after a bye because he plays this week. Is next week Sydney's bye? I think so. So then you can get him after his bye, and also you got Corey Warner who just got yourself a 70 plus. Matty, Corey Warner, any love for him? 150k.
If he does, no, we've got to get him right now, don't we? Probably not. I think there's other fish to fry.
There are other fish to fry, and Corey Warner is not going to be one of those fishes that I fry. However, Matty, I think that is all we need to really speak about with the Sydney Swans. I wouldn't be picking up any of these guys pretty much before they buy even Corey Warner. So let's move on to the Brisbane Lions because Josh Dunkley's top score of the round, 173.
The co-host Jamie started him. What a big POD.
Oh, Jamie started him. 173 SuperCoach.
173, 27 touches and a goal.
That's massive. Like he's 43 points higher than his dream team.
Under the average, under the radar. Good on him.
92% get time on.
Champ, is he a must get? No, you wouldn't say so.
He's not a must get, no. But it'd be nice to have something like that.
Oh, of course, it would nice to have.
Let's not go chasing points though. But Zorko, he scored massive, 139 points. He's got like a ton in the second half. Concerned at all that he had some forward stints?
No.
Because he kicked 2 beauties this time.
He kicked 2 beauties this time, definitely not. But he was 35 half-time. He was at 35 at half-time.
Yeah, he had over a ton. That's right.
What a superstar, champ. No, he's I got him in. Very happy with his output. Very scared at half-time, but very well done. Levi Ashcroft, champ. One of the...
I think he's a must-get.
Everyone faded off because of the sub rumour. I made the quick decision to get rid of Finn O'Sullivan to get him in.
That was nice.
So did that. Happy with his output. Champ, another popular pick was his brother.
Is he a must-get, Levi? Yeah. Or can we wait a week? I personally don't want him because he's playing West Coast. He got 25 touches against Sydney. I want some points on the field.
I think he's good.
I think we should grab him. If you don't have him, he's in 69% of teams. If you don't have him, grab him.
I think him O'Driscoll, obviously the high players, like O'Driscoll and O'Driscoll's job security, I think his job security was a questionable, but, like he definitely boosted up his scores when that mattered the most and got very good touches to get Brisbane over the line.
Yep.
I think he's close. I reckon 80% must get.
Yep.
More, ahead of probably O'Driscoll number 1 out of the rookies, then I think Ashcroft.
Yep.
But Laylaw, not so much. I think we can wait again for Laylaw. Even though he Laylaw, whatever. Laylaw. Preston Laylaw.
All right, now, Lockie Neal, do not trade Lockie Neal out. One of the lowest scores, I think it was against some weird... So it's just a really low score. And if you picked up Lockie Neal, it's a bit on you because I told you all pre-season he's going to get tagged and he's an old man. But I would not be trading him out because they have the West Coast Eagles and every single midfielder against the West Coast Eagles. Oh, Josh Dunkley's going to go berserk again.
Oh.
Neal and Dunkley should go ballistic against them. They are so shit.
Even McLaughlin will get we'll get something good.
Wow, put all of them in your multis, guys. But yeah, don't trade out Lockeny. I know it's frustrating seeing a disgusting 41 from a really expensive player in your field. Keep him for his 140 at least. If you still want to trade him next week, do it. But you should be keeping him, Matty.
Yep.
And Will Ashcroft. What do we think of Will?
I don't like him whatsoever.
He got 73.
Like, he played a great grand final. I just never liked him. I never liked him for that price. Did you even think about starting him?
Will Ashcroft, yeah. I mean, he had a really good run in the finals, which didn't count to his SuperCoach average. He got he's 440k.
Yep.
Obviously, that is a disappointing 73. I don't think you'd be trading him yet because of that West Coast run.
Yeah.
So these boys you're keeping and let's see how they go. And that's it for that one, Matty.
That's it for that one.
And
so that wraps it up for that crabby game. Now let's move on to another champ. Bulldogs, North Melbourne.
Bulldogs. All right, Matty, because no trill or no bot means big Ed Richards points, 1.1%. What a hide!
Champ Fraser. Oh my God.
Joel Fraser.
He was in our team for the first team reveal, and he got 109. A lot of people are trading him in, for sure.
I think because of the Bailey Dale inclusion really made a second guesser, but he had some midfield time. He had some, I think, 7 or so CBAs.
He got more points in the midfield. He looked
nice in the midfield, but what's his role when all these big boys come back,
Champ or big boys? Trelaw and Bont.
Yeah,
they're big boys. Who knows, Champ, but he's getting some money at the moment. 109, not bad. Ed Richards doing everything that he thought he would do.
All right, so Joel Fraser, not trading him in. If you have a Perryman, you're holding Perryman for a week, not getting Fraser. If you already got DeConing.
Perryman is pretty crap. I'll get rid of... There's so many options for Perryman, and the ones that you can afford, without putting money into it, is obviously Fraser, DeConing. Where would you put them two in order?
Fraser and I got DeConing slightly ahead of Fraser now because of, I guess, 10k. Everyone pennies counts.
Pennies count.
Nice matchup against St Kilda.
And again, Fraser does have that extra 12 round bow.
Yeah, he does have a tricky buy as well.
Tricky buy.
So
Bailey Dale doing what he does. George Trap.
Bailey Dale, not a trap at all. He's a sensational defender and he can easily be top 8.
Champ, you know who was a trap that I laughed at everyone? That's Sanders. I wish he still had him.
Yeah, well,
because he stunk it up so good, and it was lucky he kicked 2 goals at the end.
2 goals,
but he was
on a stinky score. Do we need to get rid of Sanders, or can we keep him 1 week?
I don't like him at all. No,
he has to go.
No, I think you can get Finelsons and save some monies. You can even add a couple of $30,000 to get yourself to Bailey Smith. You can do a lot of things. I just don't like that Sanders 1 beat in that forward line.
I think you saw his role with all the big boys out, and you see Harms getting some midfield time as well. Like it looks stinky to me.
Nothing more stinkier than Sanders was that Davidson.
You got 84% game time. You should be able to get a lot more football in that time. It was alarm bells. I wouldn't mind if you held him a week, but if you want to train him because you got no one else.
Was his role there? Did he get a lot of CBAs? I didn't check.
He didn't get a lot. Like he got more than he usually gets. He didn't get the top 2 midfielder kind of CBAs were thinking he might be getting that time. Matt Kenny looked fantastic. Would not be running out of the way to get him. Any rookies, Matty? So Davidson, who was on our field, 75% game time, 10 touches, 1 snagglepuss, and probably your lowest score of the week.
If you didn't have a Pepper Powell.
Probably your lowest score of the week. Is he fieldable after the 3 weeks, or does he get relegated to the bench? Or if you got 2 rookies in the forward line,
we're just lucky O'Donnell got injured and subbed and Cleary got injured. So hopefully he can do something else, but you're not going to get rid of him.
I'm not going to get rid of him, but
you play Kako ahead of him, it seems. But again, it's one game.
Have you got 2 rookies in the forward line? What are we doing? I think an option is getting Max Hall from the midfield to come down. Mm-hmm. If you can, get some DPP action. But I would not want to be playing this guy until I see something.
Yeah, I haven't really thought of that question, Champ, because I don't have 2 rookies in the back or the forward line playing on the field. So
you're just a fucking star, aren't you? But other people, real people problems, they do. And not me, but I'll get Max Hall down to cover that for now. It's best 18 for 3 weeks. We can come up with it. English has to go. Even though he's playing the hardest matchup, it's really hard to see it. 600,000 player get a 50.
A 58, George, so don't give him a bit of credit.
No.
But moving to the North Melbourne boys, Champ Sherry, the big Superman. A lot of people's captains, vice captains, doing what we expected him to do.
Good.
Simpkin still doing the things
Could
that
he be a good pod?
Simpkin. It's not cheap, though.
It's over 400,000, indeed. 30 touches and a snuggle.
But you never know, man, because you got Simpkin, Parker didn't get much CBAs.
A fair bit, actually.
But they just share it around. It's 50-50-50. Besides LDU, he's the only one that doesn't play out of the position. Will Powell can go back and forward.
Do you mean Tom Powell?
Tom Powell, sorry. Parker can go up forward. Simpkin can go up forward. Sheaves can go down back. Like, there's just got so many midfielders.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I put my money where my mouth was and got Tom Powell. He got 121 Dream Team, but only 85 Supercoach. I was looking at his game. He didn't clanger it much. It's just the champion data guys. They'll just be sucking the big ones all night. So...
Jordy will be very disappointed if you see 121 Dream Team at the top of the list, but then sees Supercoach 85. It sucks.
Guys, he was paying, even money to get over 22.5 disposals.
Oh,
I hope you all got on that like me.
Yeah, definitely. I did that too. Anyone else, Champ? Sheasel doing what he should.
If you didn't have Caleb Daniel, you should probably grab him anyway, even though he got 81. Sheasel will be a lot better for the run. I think 106 is pretty modest considering he's
Phil O'Sullivan
high.
sucked everyone in.
He did. You don't trade him out. You wouldn't think, would you, Matty?
I hate his role.
I wouldn't be trading him out.
16 touches with 86% game time.
Well, Matty, the game he got 99 that everyone jumped on, and he only got 18 touches. So
I get
if
it.
you didn't do your homework,
His
you
role
only got 2
is
touches
shit.
left.
His role is shit. His role is on the wing.
There's always was that, though. If you picked him, you knew as a wingman, what were you expecting?
You know that he's going to get 23 games because, Sheasel,
Keep this stud until he makes a 90.
Yeah.
Now, that Constanti is actually one of the highest points per price.
67% game time, 10 touches and 74. It's not enough for me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be getting him at all. I don't like it. And what about Colby McKercher? If you picked Colby up, is it alarm bells? I think
get rid of him. 4-7. 4-7. That's a lot.
Yeah, Colby's a fantastic player. He's just played out in the really shit position. Mm-hmm. He could get some good games, but I don't like him.
You might think about him if Caleb Daniel gets another concussed head.
Yeah, too many mid prices for me that are doing well to get duds, premiums that are really stinking up the field. Except for Lockie Neal, Matty.
Except for Lockie Neal, he's...
Now, Collingwood and Port Adelaide, it was really hard to watch 2 games at the same time, and I was really focused on Power. But Ned Long looks like he got about 22 CBAs, and when he was the sub last week, this is for the Pies, he had 8 CBAs in that quarter.
How many touches? 14, didn't he?
Oh, don't quote me on that. But anyway, if he gets full games, he looks like he's a really big part of the midfield rotation above other, around Nick Dacos level. So
I like him, champ.
I think he's almost a must-get this week. He's going up in price this week.
He's going to get rid of that 34. If he, I think he's in my trade calculations, champ. I'm the one that brought him towards you.
Yeah, I think he's calculating all right. So he's definitely one to watch. Dacos, is it time to go? 2 really poor scores.
Champ, he's going to drop so much. Do you even know his break even?
I'm guessing it's around 180 or something like that, Matty.
Do you think it's 180?
I don't have Dacos, so I can only imagine. But if he's got a really bad number, and then he didn't even turn up on the weekend with a 98, sure, we can get 150 and go 150, but we're going to lose some cash, and he's going to have a buy. I think you've seen enough of Dacos. Well, sure, if you've got you guys out there saying, we'll save trades, you've got fucking 40 trades.
If he gets 180, he's still going down 38k.
Well, what's his break even? 188. Oh, it's pretty close. So, look, Dacos could get 150 and not lose much, but then he's got a buy coming up. I mean, you can spend that money elsewhere, get some points on the field, guys, unless you're playing just for league. Now, speaking of shit players, Harry Perryman, you got the same role as he did last week. He said it was a lot more defensive. He had 13 CBAs both weeks.
Shut down Horn Francis.
Shut down Horn Francis to an extent. Looks pretty disgusting when he gets 13 touches and not that many tackles, Matty.
He was not in my team. I didn't get him.
Narrowly avoided the tragedy of Perryman. You can keep him for another week. He's not going to lose that much money. His break even is around the 70 mark, or, you can see him another week. But if you start to get these Ned Longs and all these people that are making cash, get your rookies right this week. If Perryman has to go because of that, so be it.
Definitely, champ. Definitely. I had an eye on McGuinness. McGuinness didn't just no good. Houston champ, is he a top 6 defender? I'll say yes.
Yeah, he probably is, but he's got 2 big sticking points for Houston. He's missing a game coming up where other players are not, and his
I'm not saying this week, but
his price point. Because how many people can afford to bring in a big premium when there's so many mid prices are going? Like if you have, say, like an English or a really expensive player that's an absolute dud, you can break them up into 2 mid prices that are doing really good, or 1 Houston. Like, what are you going to do?
Champ Houston. Houston is very good. I like him.
Now let's talk about Connor Rosie, Matty. You would have loved his score on the weekend because you got him last team reveal.
I didn't get him. I didn't get Connor Rosie, but he did very well. And look, he's going to be damaging for show. Fiddleson, I loved his role. Very good.
99% time on ground, guys.
He just came on to do a shulky, to do a piss, and then came back on the field.
Pretty much looks like 99% time on ground.
Joe Berry, big disappointment for everyone, but even more of a disappointment is that stinky crab, Pal Pepper, who just got smashed by Queen All.
Let's talk about Berry and Pepper Power. I don't think you need to trade them out. They obviously got smashed by almost 100 points, but they got smashed by. They're going to get smashed by 100 points every weekend, and they're playing Richmond. And now, a small forward like Pepper Power and Berry, if they're going to get smashed and not score, it's going to be games where they get 100 points. They got Richmond. You think they would be doing the smashing this time?
Champ,
it's
I don't know.
worth keeping for a week to see if they can do a good score because they could. They're playing Richmond. They're not going to get smashed by 100 points.
I'm not sold on either of them.
I'm not sold on either either. That's why you can keep them a week while they got Richmond.
Not when you need to get some O'Driscolls and Ned Longs and some, who's the other one in there? Even
Ashcrofts.
Warner's to a point. Ashcrofts.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't think so, man.
If you get a Warner, have Warner gets a 40 and Pepper Power gets an 85.
Like Berry, all right, but Pepper Powell has got an extra 40,000 on top. It's
I understand.
To someone that's going to get you a 90.
But if you see Pepper Power next week and he gets a 90 against Richmond, you'd probably kick yourself a little bit, wouldn't you?
No, because that scores, he's still got an 18 in his name. He'll go up maybe once with that score with a big boost. But no, Pepper Powell looked like a soggy, bald pepper penis. So he's not in the team. Champ John Sin.
Josh Sin, he had 65% time on ground. Not enough, but he's doing better than all the other shit rookies. So
Let's move on, Jude.
Vaughan Francis.
He's a superstar. Don't worry about it.
You either have him or you don't. You don't get him now if you don't. And if you do, you hold him.
Moving to the Sunday games. Adelaide St Kilda, champ. I like this game. Did you?
I did.
You would have hated it.
Like, it was really, like, if you're a Dawson owner, it's hard to watch. He got 29 touches, maybe 27 kicks.
Yeah, 27 touches.
Or 25 kicks or something like that. He
two
had
goals.
and 2 goals, and he just cracked 100. That's really upsetting if you're a Dawson owner.
Everyone's ranking Jam. Glad you really jumped on that train at the end, spewing that you did. He got 28 touches, 2 goals. He's just superb.
He actually didn't get that many CBAs. He's got 13.
Doesn't need a champ. He's still got 28 touches. They just know where to look for him. Peatling and Cumming. Peatling was a big shocker. Sick. Oh, look, not too bad, but 67. Malira, no good. Draper and Curtin were the only 2 rookies.
Slow down.
Draper and Curtin were the only 2 rookies that we really thought about getting in. They both stunk it up.
Well, Draper done all right for playing a quarter of football.
Yeah, he did.
Another good pod around that 400 mark is Saligo. You got 114, 29 touches and a goal. Is it the St Kilda factor? Did we play St Kilda and everyone's score went up?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of the stinky Isaac Cumming, I don't think only 3% people had him in. His role is not that great, but because they killed St Kilda, he got a decent score for his price, which not really
Rochelle
decent.
is interesting. I mean, apparently he took 20 seconds off his time trial in the preseason and just got 107 with 21 touches and 2 goals. Once I watched 300,000, wouldn't be rushing to grab him. Just put him on your watch list just in case.
I had an eye on Laird. He had zero kickouts. That Keane was taking all of them. He still got 29 touches. If he took out kickouts, I would definitely get him in.
Keep in mind that St Kilda leaked the most points to defenders.
That's right. So
I don't think Rory Laird will be getting 29 next week.
Rory Laird finds his own footy regardless of where he is.
Wouldn't be touching him. But St Kilda,
let's just go to the...
Everyone's got McRae. He's not the number 1 most picked player. If he's not, grab him. That's enough.
Simple
now,
that.
Malira, some people are asking, he's injured. No, he's not injured. He had a bit of cramp towards the end of the game. He played well. Don't rush him to get in. Sinclair, only 22 touches, mate. What do you think of shit Claire?
No, I hate it. I think just McRae is the only St Kilda player you should have in this team.
No, I wouldn't mind having...
What
about Boyd? If you don't have Boyd, which should you get Boyd? You made a mistake. He's the number 1 player for price per point. Is he worth getting? Marshall looks like he's injured. He went off the last score. Who knows if he's going to play? He looked... Like, the whole game, he looked injured.
He's not on the injury list. But, he didn't get any CBAs. I just think St Kilda... So, who was their ruckman? Who was their ruckman?
Versus O'Brien.
O'Brien didn't even do that well.
No, Boyd beat O'Brien.
That's amazing.
So
it's not a walk in the park, that Boyd. Interesting. I think...
And he's got Sam de Koning this week. I reckon he'll be winning the hit out, so I reckon.
Look, he might be an option downgrade. I don't know yet, but we'll soon find out. See what Matt Flynn gets, because if Matt Flynn does another shit game... Well, not shit, but... If he gets dropped, apparently...
He didn't do a shit game. Yeah, if he gets dropped, it's another story. These rookies for St Kilda was a massive headache. If you picked Hall, you went the right direction. We picked Hall because of the DPP. It was a nice little boost. I checked Hasty last year. I think he played 4 or 5 games, and I think 4 of those games he was sub. So he has... sub tendencies. So that's why I missed him. And he was playing fantastic. He was the 8th highest ranked player at St Kilda before he was sub. So it's pretty disappointing for hasty owners.
Anyone jumped on that O'Connell, you'll be pretty disappointed.
Do we need to get, if you miss Max Hall, if you miss Harry Boyd, Matty?
No, you can still wait one more week.
But there's all these players that you need to wait 1 week on.
Well, no, because there's...
you don't have Ashcroft or Driscoll,
Okay,
who are we prioritising here?
The midfielders.
We're prioritising which midfielders?
The Ashcroft, O'Driscoll's mainly, I think, are those two.
What about Ned Long? Are they above them?
Ned Long, you can't. You have to get Ned Long in right now.
So that's the number one priority.
Because he's going up. He's going to get rid of his 30. He's got 113. His role and CBAs are really good. I think Ned Long and O'Driscoll or Ashcroft are the first priorities, but O'Driscoll, Ashcroft, Boyd, all these other guys, you can wait one more week.
Potatoes. I think I'm done talking about shit Kilda, and I don't even want to talk about the West Coast games, but I know we got Melbourne and the Giants, and that was a great game. Gordon was on killing it, and then they just decided to, give him minus 6 points after the game.
I'm actually very pleased that
that
he got 129. I thought he was going to get at least 150.
He should have got 150. Champion done fucking look again.
Petrarca Oliver just shy under a ton. Lindsay champ, is he someone that we need to look at?
Yes, he's definitely one. He
I didn't look
impressive.
at this game.
I love this game.
Was that
Watch
a
it
birthday
start
party?
to finish. Oh, I know. I remember that.
How was he? How is he? What did he do?
Lindsay was playing on the wing, and he just looked fantastic. He looked great. Aiden Johnson's there as well.
7 touches,
Aiden Johnson
doesn't...
might get suspended. He done a bit of a sling tackle on Brown, and I think he will miss. So he could even miss 2 weeks. Obviously, the suspension hasn't come out while we're doing this. Henderson was a nice 55 from a 99k rookie. And Jefferson, I wouldn't be touching. His role looks like as a forward, maybe replaced by Malcolm when he comes back. Did kick 2 snagglepusses though. For Petrarca owners, I really like the pick, even though he didn't score well because he was the top CBA getter.
Oh god, 27
The only
touches, 2
concern with
goals.
Petrarca was that he was going to get more forward time than midfield, but he was the highest one there. So if I'm picking Petrarca, I'm happy. If I've got Oliver, I wouldn't be trading him out. And
yeah, that's about it. Then we go to the Whitfield. Whitfield with 128. Oh, should have stayed him. Should have had.
He's missing this week now anyway, so
he's going to go up. Do you think or not? We'll find his break even, but I think
it doesn't matter.
I'll have to put
If
him
he
in
does,
the
he's
team.
not going to go up. He's a 600,000. I wouldn't be picking Whitfield.
Finn Callahan got 1 more point than Dawson, and you saved $100,000. So good.
But it depends what Dawson scores this week because Callahan's not playing. So
I understand.
So it's one of those things. If you don't have Callahan, you pick him up after the bye. He's got 144 and 104 now.
Everyone else is pretty. Stone only got 11 touches.
Matty, do you pick up him after his bye if you don't have Callahan?
If you want to. Like
Should you?
If Neil gets another shit number, I think. If you're going to give Neil, who else is So who else? What premium midfielder has not scored very well? Probably Neil's the obvious. Will they? Yeah, you could probably downgrade him. You can. Yeah, it's true.
It's true. Funny.
It's true. It's not even funny. It's true. Like if if I didn't have Callahan and Will Day got another 80, he make his money, and his break even's now high. Like Callahan.
I think Callahan can be a keeper the way he's been playing. So and he misses his bye after this week.
He did share his CBAs. Tom Green obviously came back and got more, and Callie and Callahan were the ones that got affected on the CBAs.
How about Tom Green as his pod after his bye? He got 115, 35 touches and a goal.
What he does.
No one has him. He's in 1% of teams or less.
Tom Green, Whitfield, I want to get in as soon as I can.
I'm expecting Connor Stone and Leake to both be dropped. There are a lot of players that come back in this team, and they were 2 of the shitters. That's why we avoided them. That's because of the injury list is so substantial. I don't think there's too much we need to talk about, Matty, because I really want to see your shit team. I didn't want to get stuck in the West Coast and Gold Coast, Matty. Let's just talk. Flynn played shit, 63 hitouts, like 12 against Wits. Could get dropped, did get an 87. Is there anything else we need to talk about this game? Obviously, all the Gold Coast boys went on fire.
Yeah.
What do we need to talk
No, who cares?
I'm just really keen to get into your shit team.
Let's get into our shit team.
Now, Matty, you want to go for my shit team first, or you want to look at?
No, we'll go through my shit team, champ. All right, so my defence is pretty strong. I was pretty happy. It was the only one that scored pretty well. So Sheasel, Zorko, Stewart, Roberts, DeConing. I'm happy with all those picks. I think out of these 3 idiots, Reed, Patton, and Trainer, Patton could be dropped. I think Trainer's got more potential to score, given his role. Zach Reed with Ridley down. Did anyone else say Ridley and someone else? No, just Ridley and Langford. But
Hopefully that buys Zach Reed some more game time.
Yeah, I think it should. I think that's what I was getting at. His job security. They still need Reed down there. Yeah, I'm happy with the back line. I would love to get that rookie off the bench. Midfield, probably the most area that suck the most. Will Day, Oliver, Chera, Callahan. Tsatsis, I think I want out. That M. Reid, I had him on the field, which was pretty stupid.
Who's going on the field moving forward for this shit team?
After my trades?
Yeah.
Well,
actually, get to your trades later, but I was just thinking...
Yeah, okay. De Koning and Flynn was the emergency. I did that because my flex was Sherry, and if I wanted to get Sherry's score, I needed to switch that around. Forwards, I am happy with, except the rookies.
You don't see many floating zeros going around 2025, Matty, and you have one. Concerned about a bit of cash gen. Is Harry Boyd potentially coming in?
Could be. I don't think Livingston will be gone. Yeah, so no, I don't mind it. So Harry Boyd could be coming in.
Harry Boyd, huh?
Yeah, could depend. I'll see what he does this week. See what happens. But I needed a 0 or I would have been rooted.
And that's Matty's shit team. Now tell me your trades straight up. I don't want no fucking around. Just tell me what you're trading out, what you're trading, how many trades.
All right. So as you can see, I've got $404,000 in the bank. Pepper Powell straight to Bailey Smith.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
Probably Livingston straight to Ned Long.
Yep. Okay.
And
Are we boosting?
Yes.
Do we have lift off?
Of course we do.
All right.
And Tatsis into an O'Driscoll.
Tatsis into an O'Driscoll.
So Tatsis into O'Driscoll, the Livingston into a Ned Long, and the Powell Pepper into Bailey Smith.
You got all that money to make that happen?
Oh, yeah.
I like those trades. What do you reckon of Matty's trades, guys? Let him know in the comments. But now we get into my shit team, which is actually top 4,000 in SuperCoach team. We got Sheasel, Shorty, Roberts, Perryman, Sullivan, Reid. Not much to write home about, but apparently these boys done the job. Rosie, Oliver, Callahandy, Powell, Bailey Smith, O'Driscoll, Tatsis, and Nevitt, with some Sherry De Koning, and you can see the rest, guys. It's pretty stock standard. Now,
what are you doing, champ?
What am I doing with this shit team? I'm glad you asked. Gotta
go.
First things first, let's get rid of Tatsis for Ashcroft. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty happy with that midfield. So that midfield can stay like that.
Where's Ned Long?
Champ.
Oh, yeah, you got to go put Bailey Smith in the forward line.
So Bailey Smith will come into the forward line for Garcia. Mm-hmm. And Garcia will then now be a Ned Long. Mm-hmm. That gives me an extra 40 or so K. And if I'm feeling a bit freaky, I'm going to go Perryman to Sam De Koning. And that will probably be my 3 trades, guys, unless something drastic happens. And
so boosting it away?
Boost the night away. I mean, I get surprised every time I look at my team and I see 40 trades. I'm going, that's way too many. So I'm like, let's spend.
Let's spend and spend well. George, what else do you want to talk about?
I think we need to talk about something very serious, which is captain choices, because this is a hard week for captains and you got to get it right. If you do not have Dunkley and Neil, it is looking very hard to pick one. If you have Nick Dacos and you're keeping him, I'm vice captaining Nick Dacos. Matty? For people who don't have him.
Jam, what about Rose or Horn Francis? That's a good vice captain option.
That's risky, isn't it? But I think, what's Horn Francis' ceiling like? I've never seen him pump out of 160. So I'm thinking if anyone, I'd choose Rosie for that game.
And Sherry against Gawn, is that too risky too? Like you got 2 ruckmen there.
You know what? He's the second last game. You can put the captain on him.
Which one?
I'll go Sherry over Gawn. Gawn's only was in for that Flynn matchup. So
I'll still go for TDK because TDK
against
Meek round 1. Like he's got no. His last 3.
Maybe.
His last 3 games. He's not like why not? He's getting 28 touches. You know, against a Nank who gets a lot of touches too.
See,
and he's just contested, man. He's like Nank's not a weak ruckman, and neither is.
I remember you hated Tom De Koning so much, and now you want to suck him off.
I actually saw him play and paid attention, and he was.
I know, champ. He's been in my team all preseason. He has not moved.
Oh look. Anyway, he's a good vice captain option.
You know, I would have disagreed, but I saw how Meek played against Draper, and I saw Draper score a nice score. I'm like, man, if Draper can do that against Brian and against Meek, there's no reason why.
I think Hawks are top 4 contenders, and I think they will smash the shit out of them. But yeah, I think with what I got.
Tom Stewart versus St Kilda could be a sneaky one. Or the Backland.
I'll just hope he gets 120. That's all I want him to do. Even Sorko against West Coast will be a handy pod captain choice.
So is it the game? The game is at 1:10 on Sunday. The Lions versus West Coast. If you have a Neil or Dunkley, that's not going to finish by the time the Max Gawn and Sherry match.
But you have a
Play.
good
But
idea.
you have a rough understanding. But who knows when they want to tag it? But I'd be going captain personally on Neil or Dunkley. Vice captain if you got Nick Dacos or Tom De Koning. I'll probably lean towards Tom De Koning now. If you don't have any of those guys, go for a Rosie. But you got to have someone, right?
Yeah.
You got to have one of these guys.
Exactly.
That's what I'm doing, Matty. So, final. Vice captain and captain?
Yeah, I'll probably go TDK, and hopefully I don't have to worry about getting Sherry or Zorko as the captain.
Zorko.
I think Zorko,
That would be a nervous Zorko. Yeah, that would be a nervous
I
captain.
don't think so. He won't get tagged. Like,
I mean, surely West Coast have to play more accountable after getting absolutely
Jeff,
hammered.
it's at the Gabba.
They're going to smash him. $1.04 favourites. Wow. All right. Yeah, look, for me, it's going to be the Koning into Sherry.
Play safe. Play safe and be the Rucks. Too early in the season to fuck around.
Or is it not early enough? The guy,
It's not early
the guy
enough.
who finished first in the rankings actually made Dunkley captain. So,
So he had vice captain.
yeah, well.
Yeah. You know, well, that's what he had.
And okay. Well, there you go, guys. And that is what we're doing for this. I hope you guys done well. So many things to do, so many players to trade in and out.
Jordy, I gotta go. Stop. Around.
Get on the mind, champ.
See everybody. Jordy, I probably will see you soon. Maybe. Hopefully.
Round 2 review when I go to the top 1,000. Guys, next episode, Jordy makes the top 1,000 SuperCoach player ranking. All right, see yous. Go top, pal!